So remind me your name.
Paula Newman. Yeah,
Paula.
Okay.
Paula. Okay, so I'm here with Paula. I don't know how that happened, but here I am. Usually I'm not here on a Saturday morning, but I'm happy I am. Paula is visiting San Francisco.
Correct.
Were you invited by the studio?
Yes, I come up here every few months to teach a Vedic meditation course.
Wow, and people hear about you then online, or she tell people about you?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Predominantly, the practice I teach is done by referral.
Okay.
Because the meditation is a course over a series of 4 days.
Oh.
And so it's for the individual who's tried everything else and it's not working.
Try everything else to resolve a matter?
To learn to meditate. They've tried apps, they've tried guided techniques, and it doesn't seem to be giving them the deep rest or what they're looking for. And so,
but the result is, what's the result of those 4 days?
Oh, great question. So people come away with a self-sufficient technique. They then learn a practice of meditation by a teacher like myself that spent over 6,500 hours in training, including going away to India, to be able to teach them a practice that they can integrate into their life, that they'll then do 20 minutes twice a day on a regular basis.
Twice a day?
Yes.
You gotta find 40 minutes.
Well, you know, it's interesting you asked that, because the Nielsen report for 2018 showed that the average adult is spending 11 hours and 6 minutes on media per day. And at the end,
scrolling social media.
Yes, and at the end of 2017, it was 10 hours and 46 minutes.
Per day?
Per day. So that means in a quarter, it's gone up 19 minutes. And if it continues to go up, people will have more than time to sit and meditate for 20 minutes.
But their choice is to be entertained, watch videos.
Well, these devices and many of the social media platforms have clubbed together because they realize what they've created is addicted. And
it is. Okay.
The American Psychological Association found that anything more than 2 hours per day starts to cause mental health issues. Rise in anxiety, depression, and the rate of teenage suicide is going up exponentially.
Because they don't relate to real people?
They're spending times comparisons. Selfies is now considered a disorder when people take too many selfies. So we have the time.
Oh, you do? Okay, I'm glad you do. But the time to do nothing, that is the question, because when you meditate, you do nothing and people want to be actively involved in doing something.
That's a good point, that people actually are incorrect. When you're meditating in this practice, the benefits that you're going to get are better quality of life, longevity of life, more deep calm, more creativity, and more inspiration. And in fact, 20 minutes of this practice has scientifically proven to give you 2 to 5 times more deep rest than 8 hours of sleep. So tell me if you want the 20 minutes and then you can be up more in the world, or you want to be horizontal and spend your time on a device. What seems more efficient?
You said 8 hours of sleep, not 8 hours on the device.
8 hours of sleep, right? If you get that same deep rest in 20 minutes of meditation, you're not going to need to sleep 8 hours anymore.
Well, it's scientifically proved that you do need 8 hours. That's the problem.
No, that's what it proved. The study that was done, the neurophysiology of enlightenment, demonstrated that you can get 2 to 5 times more deep rest in 20 minutes than 8 hours of sleep.
When you say deep breath, mean?
Deep rest. Rest.
Oh,
not
rest. Deep rest.
Deep rest.
Okay.
So most of the time when we are spending time on our devices,
we're not resting.
We are not resting. And when we go and hit that pillow, the mind now starts to file what was happening in the day. It's processing the stress. So people are articulating they can't sleep. Why? So even though they may be horizontal for 8 hours, they're not getting deep rest.
Okay, so you said that those 2 times 20 minutes will give you the rest that you might use while you sleep. So you're kind of sleepy then.
In the meditation,
I mean, you're sleepy, you're not doing anything.
when you meditate?
Yeah.
No, in the practice I do, it's not a lying down technique.
Okay.
The practice is you sit upright, comfortable,
Yeah.
in a chair with
You
your back
close your
towards.
eyes.
You close your eyes and
And
you
you-
have the use of a mantra.
Okay, but do you fall asleep?
Not always, not unless you need it.
All right, so you have something you say to yourself?
Yes, that's correct. So you're given a specific mantra.
Yeah.
Mantra is a compound Sanskrit word. Man means mind and tra means vehicle. So there are many kinds of mantras in the world. Some are singing,
Yeah. Yeah.
some are chanting,
Yeah.
and the specific mantras we give have absolutely no meaning. Now, because they have no meaning, they charm the mind to de-excite. And when that happens, the body follows, and you enter a state of deep rest.
And what's that word?
Deep rest?
No, the mantra. What's the word?
Oh, well, it's not a word, it's a sound.
Oh, it's a sound.
It's a sound, it has no meaning, it's only given by the teacher to the student.
So you do a sound with some kind of instrument?
No, it's
No.
a sound that's whispered in your ear
Yeah.
by the teacher
Really?
when you take the course,
Really?
and then the subsequent days of the course is me teaching you how to apply it. So let's say I give you a wonderful makeup box.
So you say the same word to each student?
No,
No.
no, and that's where my training comes in.
Okay. No, because some people in Nam Yoga use the word Nam. Okay, something
And
like
that's a mantra that is designed to be chanted out
Chanted.
loud.
Yes.
These are different mantras.
Oh, it's a mantra that you say it inside you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. There's a different mantra out there.
Oh, there are many kinds of mantras, as I
Right,
said. These
right.
specific mantras are used only in this practice
Mm.
to allow your mind to be charmed
Yeah.
to go inward, and then the body gets the deep rest. And often people feel like
I
they're
feel
taking
okay.
a nap, they
Okay.
feel rejuvenated,
Oh.
not so much addiction to sugar or caffeine because they got that deep rest that they were trying to stay awake with.
So it's
coffee.
better not to drink coffee before the practice?
Yes, you are very astute, my friend.
No,
Yes.
you just mentioned caffeine.
Right before.
Yeah, right before you better not, because that will wake you up.
Yeah, well, caffeine is designed, actually, it's designed to trick the body into thinking it doesn't need the rest, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it blocks in the brain the
Yeah,
receptors
yeah.
to say that you're tired.
Yeah,
So your body is still tired.
but,
Doesn't lie.
but he's awake.
Yeah, it is awake, right?
Right, so like if you have to study late at night and
Perfect.
before an exam.
Yeah.
So, but then people take caffeine now, even if they don't have any urgent thing to do. They take it as a habit.
It's a drug.
It's, yeah, but they can stop and they're, without being addicted. I mean, it's not, a drug is when you need to have it. Caffeine, you can stop and you're okay.
Well, I don't know coffee drinkers you know, but I
Oh.
know plenty that have withdrawal symptoms when they go off of caffeine.
Oh, I see. All right, so what do you call yourself? Yoga teacher or a meditation teacher or something else?
Meditation teacher.
Meditation teacher. And the practice lasts like what, 20 minutes?
It's designed 20 minutes twice a day.
Okay, so that what you teach is 20 minutes at a time.
No, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
It's 4 sessions, 4
Oh.
days in a row, and each session is 2 hours.
Okay, so for 2 hours, they do 20 minutes, they take a break, whatever, then they come back, they do another 20 minutes?
So the instruction is that there is information that I impart to the student.
Okay, so
Of
there's
how
that
to
part.
apply.
So there's that
And
part.
we have a group meditation,
All
yes.
right, all
And then
right.
they have homework, which is to go home and practice it by themselves.
Okay,
So when they come back, we can talk about any bumps they might have had or experienced it.
and they use the same word you told them during the
The
class?
sound I give them, yes, personally, one-on-one.
Okay, and how you come up with that song?
That's through my training as a teacher.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, there are a lot of factors involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Really? So it's by the type of student you decide?
Yes, the student has a questionnaire and information, and on the first day of learning, they bring a few gifts, and I do a dedication to the tradition, and then after that, the sound comes, which is appropriate for the student.
And where did you learn that? In India? No.
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, in India.
Mhm.
Okay, but they speak a different language though.
Well, I learned it in India, but I spoken my instruction in English.
Ah, okay. So the word is not an Indian word.
It's not, it's a sound, so it's
It's-
not a word,
It's not a word.
period.
It's not a word in English or Indian.
Correct, no language, so it has no meaning.
Oh,
It's a sound.
It's a sound. Interesting. Can you give us a sample? What's a sound?
No, because they're mantras only to be given for people when they're doing the practice. So I can't tell you one of those mantras. But it's closer to some word that's poetically correct. I can't pronounce that.
Okay.
So if we have a word like boom or crash, it sounds like the word, correct? The way it sounds.
Okay.
So if you go before that, you will then have sounds, not any meaning attached to it. So it's the stage before that. Sounds.
So before you say that whatever word, there's something.
There's something.
Before you say the word, you said there's a sound?
There's a sound, right? All words come from sounds, right? We have phonemes, and when they come together, they create a word which then has a meaning.
Okay. Because when we speak, a lot of people say a lot of
Okay.
or a lot of people say a lot of ahs, a lot of people say a lot of, and you want to cut those down because those words that you say in the middle of your speech are while you're thinking what you're going to say next. And so you don't want to say these words out loud, you want to just cut down on these words.
If someone chooses to do that, but that's got nothing to do with meditation.
Okay.
Right?
No, I'm talking during speech, people do say sounds while they're thinking.
Absolutely. Yeah, while they're thinking, the mind is processing.
They say, or whatever. Whatever they want to say, right? While they're thinking.
It's actually often there when there's an audience.
Right.
So that makes the other person know that I'm still engaging with you.
Okay.
So if you said to me, ask me what's my favorite color.
Oh, what's your favorite color? Green?
I'm letting you know I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
So if you ask me that again and I have no response, ask me again.
Oh, what's your favorite color? Green?
There's a gap because I'm not responding. We've learned to respond vocally. That you're not sure if I'm here or did I hear you.
Okay.
Often that's why people will say because it's communicating with the other individual that they're processing and thinking about what's just been put out there.
Got it. So it's to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, so it's not merely people seeming to stutter. It's actually a deeper communication with the receiver.
Okay, got it. But the purpose of your sound is not to not interrupt the communication, but it's simply a sound.
Yes, it's a sound that helps charm the mind to go in.
Okay, so when they charm the mind, do they fall in a deep state of relaxation?
Yeah.
That's what it is?
Yeah, deep state of rest.
Okay. Is that when you go from theta to, I don't know, from beta to theta?
You go from sympathetic to parasympathetic.
Oh,
right?
Is that what it is?
You go from fight or flight to parasympathetic, yes.
And the mind is?
The mind goes down and is followed by the sound.
Mm.
Now when we get to that place of deep rest that the body follows, the body isn't awake, but it's also not asleep. So when it's asleep, there's a different system that's happening physiologically. Because it's in that in-between state, now we can get rid of some of that stress. That the body has been holding for decades. Stress that comes first 5 years of our life. In utero, down the DNA line. Many of this, our body is ready to get it up and out. But we don't provide a space for it because the mind is either telling us what to do or blackout sleep.
Yeah, I just learned that people go they disconnect from electronics so that they can get ideas. Like Bill Gates takes 1 week off away from the computer, away from the cell phone, and he takes a week off in silence so he gets new ideas for his business. And he stays in silence. So I think the businessmen take that practice like, okay, 1 hour, just deep silence. An hour they call it thinking, just think. But you call it meditate. But you don't need to think, right, in your practice.
Well, we actually can't not think.
we have
The
to,
way the mind works,
the mind keeps
mind
going.
will always think and process. This is the nature of the mind. There are two forms of meditation. There's concentration,
Yeah.
which is where one is focusing, maybe breathing. There's content within a mantra, or we are attempting to think about a desire we might have in our lives. And then there's non-directive meditation, which is what I teach. And the University of Oslo in Norway and the University of Sydney did a study together with MRIs with people who did concentration techniques and non-directive. And what they found was, funnily enough, those that were doing non-directive techniques of meditation, there was more activity in the brain which allowed for emotional processing and deep rest than if we're concentrating. So the fact that he takes an hour or a week or so away, it's a form of non-directive meditation, and it allows the mind to process and wander freely. And this is the nature of the mind. So if I mentioned to you penguin, and I told you, you know, automatically what happens in your mind?
Penguins fine, I don't know.
Do you see a picture?
Yeah, I do see a penguin.
You see a picture. Okay, you see a penguin.
Yeah.
I say something, automatically the nature of the mind is associated with that.
With the picture.
Yeah. So now close your eyes, and I want you to very easily and effortlessly think on penguin, and we'll sit for just a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cute. Okay, after that, open my eyes.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Now, did you find naturally, as much as you were thinking about penguin, your mind began to want to drift off?
You're right, when you have the eyes open, it's easier.
What happens is that this is the nature of the mind. The mind will think on something and naturally want to move away from it. So you experience this very quickly. And this is why non-directive meditation techniques work with the mind. It is designed to move away and wander, be more creative,
Right.
free association, relieving stress. So if someone is spending, time away from the devices and doing a non-directive meditation practice, it's allowing them to process further. Now in mine, we have a mantra that does it to help you get there faster.
Okay.
And rather than taking a week off,
Right.
20 minutes twice a day,
Okay.
that it's integrated into your lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? And part of the teaching helps people deal with, what if they miss a meditation? What if they're sick? What if they're traveling, dealing with jet lag? What if they miss one? What can they do?
Oh.
We go through all of that
Oh.
so it can be integrated into your lifestyle without having to be an individual that can take a week away, because not everyone can.
Okay, so the purpose of the meditation is not to fall asleep, but to allow maybe ideas to come to you? I don't know.
Creativity comes up as a result of stress. The purpose of the meditation, with all meditations, is to connect within, deeper calm, and how we do that is remove stress.
Okay.
When we're the effect of stress, how can we be more creative?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true, that's true. But in my case, I cannot fall asleep in complete silence. I have to be totally tired. So that's why I do something.
Right. So what happens there is the body is now at a place of such fatigue,
Yeah.
it is demanding the mind shuts down
Right.
to get to a place of deep rest.
That's the way I do it.
Right? So that's because there's no regular practice of allowing the mind to process
Yeah.
the stress,
Yeah.
so you can put your head on the pillow and go to sleep. When there is a regular practice of non-directed meditation that happens through your life, you will find the head will hit the pillow far more easily and go into sleep, because it now has time on a daily basis to process.
Okay, got it. So I don't need to be super, super tired to fall asleep. I mean, I don't have to be super exhausted to fall asleep.
Yeah, and that itself is exhausting. Having to be exhausted all the time to get to sleep,
Yeah,
I don't think that's sustainable.
yeah. I'm not the kind of person who would, for example, count sheep to fall asleep, or look at, some people say, oh, look at clouds in your head. It doesn't work for me. I need to just be active.
Right. The reason why you're actually trying to wear the mind out and get it into a place of sleep.
Exactly.
And that's because there is stress, and thoughts are a byproduct of stress that your mind is processing.
Right.
Now, what if you actually spend time to deal with that stress? When that is diminished, guess what will be diminished?
The amount of time I need to be active maybe before I fall asleep.
Yes, the thoughts will be diminished. So the monkey mind is a result of stress, and the mind is always attempting to solve a problem for us.
Okay.
Sometimes there's no problem, but the mind thinks, well, what if? Or this could, I need to prepare, and how do I, right? Fight or flight response.
Right.
But if that stress is removed, the mind doesn't need to do that.
Okay.
So
You allow that during the week. Some people do it every day of the week.
every day, twice a day, 20 minutes.
Okay, because some people do it once a week. You know, they sit in church, they don't really listen to what's going on, they just rest.
Well, they're doing a different state of consciousness, and that's daydreaming.
Daydreaming?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't listen, they just sit there and rest.
Daydreaming is actually getting pushed out in our society because the time people spend daydreaming, they're now on their devices.
Oh, yeah. Everybody on the bus is looking at something,
Right?
you know.
So daydreaming is a step towards meditation, but it's not the same place of deep rest.
Okay, so meditation is one step further. Okay, so it's between then daydreaming and sleep. There's a space called meditation.
Yes, there's a fourth state of consciousness, the one that's gone beyond sleeping,
Yeah.
waking, and the REM sleep, the dreaming state.
So active is when you,
Doing right now, you're
right
active.
now, I'm interviewing you. Second stage is meditation. Third stage is sleep. Is there a fourth stage?
No, so you have a waking state, which
Right
is what
now.
you're doing,
Right now.
sleeping state, right? Then
Yes.
there's dreaming state, which is when you are in the REM state, which is important. And then the fourth state is the state of consciousness that can be reached with meditation. The daydreaming is the closest we have experienced to that fourth state.
Okay, you call it the fourth stage?
Yes, because you have waking the first, sleeping the second, the dreaming the third, and the fourth is meditation.
But dreaming is the last one. Sleeping is the last one because at that point you're not there at all.
Your body is there, doesn't mean that your mind is there. So if you can take it, depends on how your sleep cycle is. Like you're awake, you're asleep, and you sleep, you have dreaming on the fourth state. You can do it in order, but it's in order the way.
Okay, it's not in that order.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, got it. So meditation, you're not really daydreaming because your eyes are closed.
You can daydream with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Simply, you can sit there, simply close your eyes, and allow your mind to wander. That's daydreaming.
That's okay.
That's daydreaming. Not meditation, it's daydreaming.
So another state would be where you're a little bit more relaxed. Yeah. And you like doing that?
Meditating?
Yeah.
Yes, it's changed my life.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
It gives you ideas and stuff? And
Yes, creativity is more abundant. There has been age reversal. There is two types of age. There's your body's age
Yeah.
and your chronological age.
Yeah.
We've all seen individuals, maybe homeless on the streets, who look way older than they actually are chronologically, right? Their body has aged
Oh,
through
okay.
stress.
Okay.
Any president ages faster
Oh,
through
yes.
the stress.
Yes, yes.
So they did a study and they took people whose bodies were the same age chronologically as biologically. And they told one group, go and do daydreaming or whatever you wish to do.
Yeah.
And the other group, they taught them this non-directive practice of meditation. And they came back 5 years and they took the same measurements they did in order for them to qualify for the study. And they found that on average, the people who were doing basic health care were going about the same age as they were before, right? They were aging 1.2 years per annum. The people who were doing the non-directive practice, 20 minutes twice a day, on average, the actual age, biological age of their body was back 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why is this? Stress.
Okay. Yeah.
Stress.
It's true. People who have a lot of stress age very fast.
Right?
It's true. true. So it's better to have like a lifestyle where you're not too stressed and you're not too rested, like a balanced life.
Meditation will bring people into balance. There are individuals who are complete go-getters all the time.
Yeah, especially when they're young, like in their 20s, 30s, 40s.
Right, yeah.
And then we slow down, right? Don't we?
Yes, that's
Naturally.
Naturally, the body slows down.
We don't need to meditation slow down, the body slows down.
The body slows down. The body doesn't lie. So if during the 20s, 30s, and 40s, the body was overdoing and didn't get a chance to stop, what will happen is in those senior years, the body is now going to start to decline more rapidly because it never got that deep rest it needed. So if you're doing it younger and you're continuing to rejuvenate the system, more creative,
it's better.
Do less, accomplish more.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially in America, people take only 2 weeks vacation. Most European countries take 6 weeks.
Right.
So it's a big difference.
It's a very big difference.
You cannot unwind in 2 weeks. You just unpacked.
Right. I'm with you. I grew up in England, so yes.
Yeah, you take a lot more vacation, right?
Yes, 3 weeks. You start off with 3 weeks plus sick pay.
Okay, so yeah, you're a bit closer to America and England, but but in some countries like France is 6. But I understand every country has decided what to give to their employees. I know Germany is 6 weeks because I've seen people from Germany, they come here and they have a lot of time. Yeah. So it's depends on what the country has decided.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, you're from England. That's good to discover, and you adapted very well to America.
Yes, America is very different than the UK. There are pros and there are cons. I like the sunshine in California.
Of course. So this is a better change for you.
I came over when I was a teenager.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So also the weather has a big impact on your lifestyle too, because you can go outdoors a lot more.
Correct.
And that also allows you to live longer. I don't know. I mean, most people come to San Francisco Bay Area because it's the longest lifespan because the weather is not too hot and it's not stressful. I mean, that's why we have so many doctors here. They move here because they know that the weather and everything else allows them to live longer. Yeah, so we live in a perfect city because the temperature is always springtime, 70s, most of the year, and then never get too much stress on the body, never too hot, never too cold.
Certain physiological beings are more apt to the hot. They prefer warmer temperatures. Others prefer cold as well. So those are other important factors.
Oh, some people also have preferences.
Yes, absolutely.
I know people tell me, oh, I like New York because I like the cold winter. I say, my God, I don't want to stay in New York more than a week. I want to get out of there.
Right.
In the winter, I mean, in the Christmas time. Anyway, so you want to give us like a 5-minute, I know you cannot demonstrate since you'll be meditating. We don't know what's going on inside your mind. But you want maybe to talk on your own and tell us how you do it to reach that state.
Sure. I can also talk about what are the big blocks that stop people from a meditation practice.
Oh, well, they're busy.
Well, that's one. So we've talked about how people actually do have time, right?
No, I mean, they get home. If you tell a mother of 4, she has to sit down for 20 minutes, that's mission impossible because she has to prepare the dinner, she has to do the laundry, she has to prepare she has to help the kids with the homework, and then she falls asleep, and then before she knows it, she has to get up and start again. Now, if she's retired, that's a different thing.
Well, that's not true. I have single moms of 5 children who meditate regularly, and
They
their
do?
lives, would not be able to be as efficient and as active without health repercussions. So they do their meditation before the children get up.
Really?
So they have the energy to go into the world, and then before they pick the kids up or when they have their break at lunchtime, they do a meditation and they continue into the day. A lot of busy moms have what they call the magic hour, which is the wine hour. After 4 p.m. they all start drinking wine. So what if we stopped opening the bottle and we sat down and closed our eyes and got some deep rest and more
Oh,
creativity.
to de-stress?
I'm stressed. Now, in this practice, if a parent has been doing it for more than 3 months, their children can learn a special technique for them if they're around 4 years or older.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so children can start to learn that true source is not the parent. Mommy, mommy, mommy. It comes from within.
Okay,
And when their stress is diminished,
yeah,
they're less needy,
okay,
right? And then what does that mean? There's less stress on the parent.
okay,
So the child is less fearful,
yeah,
able to cognize,
Yeah.
truer to their own voice of who they are. There's a lot of stress at school trying to fit in with other people.
Mm.
What if that started to get removed?
Yeah, that'd be great. That's, yeah, I've noticed that when they started in Oakland meditation, they send a lot less kids to the principal's office because the kids are a little bit more, less hyper.
So, yes, it's helped with children with ADHD.
Yeah,
Right, because any illness we have,
Yeah.
right, or any disorder or disease
yeah,
is always impacted further by stress,
yeah,
no matter what it is. So if you have a regular practice where you're removing stress, that's going to flare up less often and it's less vigorous.
yeah, yeah. Also, kids are forced to sit for a long period of time.
Yes.
And that makes them very stressful because they want to run around. They don't want to sit and listen
Right.
to someone ramble. Half the time their mind just flies somewhere else, right?
Right. And the kids' technique that we teach is not them sitting with their eyes closed like their parents. It's a different active technique for that exact reason.
Oh, okay, okay. So we'll go into that. Maybe if you teach it also, you probably have that technique for them. Okay, well, I think if you have noticed some improvements in your students, what's the percentage of your students who come back because it worked for them?
That come back. So when we teach the technique, which
Yeah.
is self-sufficient, they don't have to come back
Okay,
because they
do
know
it
how to
home.
practice on their own.
Okay.
They are no longer dependent upon me.
They don't need your word?
They don't need to, no. However, part of being the teacher for them is whenever I run the course again, they can come and sit in. I have group meditations to feel the power of a group meditating at one time
Okay.
is very strong.
But they don't use the same word, the same sound that you give them at home, do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do.
And
So,
once you have the mantra, that's yours.
oh, that's it.
Because once you meditate, it starts to integrate. It's a seed. So just like a seed, we put it in the soil,
Mm,
we cover it up,
okay,
we water it with meditation,
Yeah,
right? And then we go out into the sunlight.
okay,
And over time, it takes roots.
okay.
And
So it's the same mantra when they leave the class.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so that's good to know. They don't have to call you. What's my mantra of the day?
Right, that's a lot of work. No, it's completely self-sufficient. And again, it's a device to charm the mind to go in.
All right.
So most of the time when people are attempting to use music or follow a guided meditation, they're trying to follow it. This allows the mind to go in to get to that non-directive practice that allows it to move freely. And that's why stress can come out quickly, efficiently, and people are more creative, have more energy.
And so when you teach the class, it's a 2-hour class. You have a break in between the 2 hours?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
People need to go to the restroom, yes.
No, I mean, is it integrated in the 2 hours that they take a break, a 15-minute break or something?
Yes, of course, it depends on the students.
Okay,
So if, let's say there's a big class and people
Yeah.
have lots of questions,
yeah,
we always meditate every session.
okay.
So usually before the meditation, there's a restroom break. People get up, move their bodies a little, stretch around.
Okay, but
meditation.
I was not talking about the part where you have to go to the restroom. I'm talking about the class itself is 2 hours
Each time.
each time.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is a long class.
If not
Oh,
that long.
because you speak to each student separately?
No, we do, they do sit and listen, but remember, this is the one misnomer. What we have here is a setup, like this and a chair. And people don't sit like this when
No.
they're in my class.
No.
That's a concentration technique.
Okay.
And that's why people will say to me, I can't meditate because I have a bad back, or I can't do this for 20 minutes.
So what they do?
This for 2 hours? Oh no, I couldn't do that. That's
so what
crazy.
What they do?
They sit comfortably on a chair in a comfortable position.
Okay.
So for the lecture part of the class,
Okay.
they're comfortable. So here at a yoga studio, they might have bolsters, blankets. They can move. They can do whatever. When we sit to meditate the 20 minutes,
Then.
comfortable position, comfortable being key, back supported.
Okay.
We're not sitting like this. So these images
Okay.
of meditation
Right.
come from yogis in India. Now,
Mm-hmm.
these are individuals who never got to a high chair.
Hmm.
They were never put into a high chair.
Okay.
They already sat on
Very
the ground.
strong.
So this is comfortable for them.
Okay, got it,
It's
got it.
not comfortable for
I
us.
never figured out why they felt comfortable sitting like that.
They've done this for how many years?
Okay.
Right?
Okay, so for your practice, you can sit against the wall if you want
Yeah,
to.
as long as there's support and your head isn't banging against the wall.
It's
That's
good.
not comfortable.
Okay. No, because when I see Deepak Chopra, he said, do this position. That's because that's what he was used to.
He's teaching a different technique. He's teaching, if he's asking people to be like this, right?
Yeah.
And put their fingertips together,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
for a mudra.
yeah.
That's a specific form of guided concentration meditation.
All right.
That requires alertness within the
Oh,
body.
okay.
That's why they want you to sit up, sit properly, the neck is free. It's a different type, it's an active meditation,
Okay.
right? But what I'm doing is a non-directive, the one that gives that mind more activity with the MRIs and allows it to process faster and more efficiently, which is for a householder technique.
Okay.
That's what I'm teaching people who are too busy to meditate.
Right.
They got kids, they got families, they got freeways to deal with,
Right.
right?
Right.
Those other practices like this were based on the images of individuals who dedicated their lives to meditation.
Okay.
You don't have time for that?
No. Deepak Chopra teach the 5 minutes per day, and he said that will lengthen your life by 5 years if you do it 5 minutes per day. So it's a shorter meditation, but he said it's proven to make you live longer. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he claims. He claims that meditating every day will lengthen your life. Even though he said it 20 times, I never do it. I never do, not even 5 minutes.
And so here we are saying people don't have time for the 20 minutes, but yet 5 minutes,
I don't have
you
time.
do know you have time for 5 minutes. Because it's more than 5 minutes it takes to doodle on let me just check my IG, let me just, see what
No, but
spam I
because
have on
the
my
thing
email.
is, I like to be active. I don't like 5 minutes to sit. That would seem like an hour for me.
What that is you're not seeing the benefits, right? The benefits outweigh the actual getting to the chair. So you can go online and type in meditation studies. You will find pages upon pages of documented scientific studies that the medical community will say, meditate. I have clients from Cedars-Sinai cardiologists come to learn to meditate.
To calm down.
Yes, you need to live longer. Lowers blood pressure, right? Extends the lifetime. People are less of the effect of stress, don't get sick so much. Then you're going to have pages and pages online of people talking about journalists comparing various different meditations. The overall conclusion is the same. Meditate. The benefits outweigh sitting down. Then beyond that, there's all the bloggers and the vloggers who will talk about how I can't meditate, it's too hard, I can't do it. And then they'll talk about a practice they learned and how it changed their life,
Okay.
right? So it's the benefits. What happens if you think it's the benefits?
You have to look at the benefit.
Always, right? Invest in yourself.
All right. So you got to do it in order to see if there is a benefit.
Yes. The hardest part of meditating
It's getting
is
started.
getting to the chair.
It's getting started.
It's getting to a place where you can put your bottom on the floor or on a chair. How hard is that really?
Well, but I need to be busy while I'm sitting. But anyway.
So this is why when you have a mantra,
Yeah.
as I do, it charms that mind because you're thinking you need to be busy to accomplishing something,
Right.
right?
Right.
We want to move into the realm of do less accomplish more.
Okay.
Right? We want to be in a place where often meditators will tell me, I don't know how I can be sitting for 20 minutes and suddenly I come out of meditation and everyone's responded to my emails or they've sorted things out. Because spending time going in allows us to be more of an attraction rather than push, push, push.
Okay.
Right?
That's a good one. I like that. I like that. So rather than push, 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 you just let it come
Receive,
to you.
receive, receive.
You let it come to you.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds good. So I'm gonna leave it at that and go. Maybe you can give us like a 5-minute demonstration, see what happened, and let's see what position you use to be comfortable. Right?
Okay.
All right.
All right, great. Okay, great. So the difference now you'll find is that I'm sitting on a chair, and I have created a setup that means I'm comfortable. So for me, it's better that I have something for my feet to rest on. Feels more comfortable. I have a mat, a cushioning back here, and I'm actually sitting on a mat as well. At home, I'd be sitting on a sofa. I can sit on a chair as long as my back is supported, because this is uncomfortable, so this helps support my back. Now I've also got nothing behind my head, because when we meditate, sometimes our head moves, right?
Okay.
So the number one aspect of meditating for householders is be comfortable. We want the body to be comfortable, because if it's not, strain occurs.
Okay.
And strain means we move up to the surface rather than going down deeper.
Okay.
Right? And allowing the mind to move more freely. So what is a comfortable position for me right now, in a couple of minutes, may be different.
Okay. Okay.
So that means I might find, I don't know, 2 minutes I might do this,
Okay.
or I might do this, or I might,
Okay.
whatever, the body is telling me something and I'm listening to it. So we sit comfortably and we always close our eyes, because
Okay.
we're going inward,
Okay.
right? Now those who have followed my teaching have a sound to help charm their mind, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you don't have that, the way to start meditating is to find a comfortable place, turn the devices off, and close your eyes. Maybe take a moment or so to get to the chair. There are going to be thoughts about, did I turn my phone off? Or did I lock the door? Is anyone going to interrupt me? This is okay, this is normal. And just sit comfortably and allow your mind to wander. It's very, very close to daydreaming, but your eyes aren't open. And you're going to sit, it will be like this. Now you notice automatically that my head has begun to go a little forward and my shoulders are coming down.
Okay.
Right? This is without the mantra I give you. Now I've had decades of practicing of going in, so it's going to happen a little faster. So even within that small amount of time, maybe 30 seconds, simply allowing my mind to wander without judging that I have lots of thoughts, the body is responding. And I'll show you one more time. It's very fast for me because of the meditating. So I'll just sit comfortably. Maybe there'll be an exhalation. And see right about here, and I'm going to stop myself, you'll notice how my body is already going inward. Right? So you can take that and do that for about 5 minutes. Now if during the time you're not sure what the time is, have a timepiece. Let's say you have a watch, or let's say there's a clock on the wall. Your mind will wonder what time is it. You'll slowly, with one eye, just check the time and go back. Because we're not opening both eyes, you're still telling your body you're doing this meditation. If you open both eyes, you're coming now into waking state. And then you'll check the time. Oh, okay. And simply allow your mind to wander. Don't associate your breathing. Don't be concerned what you're thinking. Don't worry about how much you are thinking or how little you're thinking. Allow that mind to wander, and the body is comfortable, and you will automatically find you're on track to getting to a non-directive practice of meditation. that'll start to give you benefits without having to follow a guru or a teacher. Now, if you want to get the deeper rest, having an instructor will always make things much more efficient than effective. And we only have a
But
certain
sitting straight up on the chair will allow you not to fall asleep.
Now, that's a good question. You can fall asleep in meditation. Now, in the practice I teach, if you start off sitting comfortably with the mantra that I give and you happen to fall asleep, I found that you're still getting the same deep rest. It simply means physiologically you need to be horizontal to move through some stress. It's not a bad thing.
Okay. So you're semi-sleepy on a chair.
If you sleep is this though. Sleep is wanting to get horizontal.
Okay.
This is not sleeping, right? That's going into a place of deeper rest. It can look that way to people if you're on the BART that you're sleeping, but you're not.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can do it while you're on the BART.
On the BART, on the Muni, just don't be doing it while you're driving.
Okay, of course. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.